What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Boy, oh boy, Silvio Micali, the founder of Algorand, just took the gloves off and came at Bitcoin, and it was hilarious. But his analogy is good. It is really good, and I'm going to describe why it really fits. So we're going to read this. This is from dailyhodl.com. Of course, the link will be in the description box below. Algorand founder Silvio Micali makes a 10-year prediction on crypto markets, and I would have absolutely included in this title, completely slams Bitcoin with an amazingly funny but accurate analogy. The founder of Ethereum challenger Algorand says that crypto assets with one key feature will survive into the next decade as blockchains become mainstream tools used by traditional financial institutions. And I'll even one-up it. I believe that cryptocurrencies, Algorand included, and most cryptocurrencies are going to fail, by the way, but the ones that survive are going to become the traditional finance. Traditional finance is going to become like checks back in the day. You'll see it maybe every once in a while, but as time goes on, less and less and less will be used. Because why are you going to use something that has higher fees, lower transaction time? Traditional finance is more energy intensive than proof of stake blockchains. So I think it is going to be the future. It is going to be traditional finance. This is like getting in on the industry of debit cards and credit cards before everybody else. It's the future. In a new interview with the Los Angeles Times, Silvio Micali, a professor of computer science and cryptography at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, or MIT, says that digital assets with low transaction cost will survive into the future. Well, yeah, I mean, that's anything. If you have multiple products, and one product is always expensive. Maybe in the beginning because it was the first mover. It was the one that everybody recognized. It is the one that everybody gets. But as time goes on and competition comes around that is cheaper, faster, better, more secure, then they're going to drop the old dinosaurs. And they're going to come on to the new technology, the better technology. That's just the way things go. The moment, and this is Silvio Micali talking, by the way, the moment the blockchain starts to be used for transactions, the few blockchains that are really capable of transacting at a very low cost, they are the ones going to emerge, in my opinion. When traditional finance starts getting on the blockchain, you're going to see the blockchains that are really used in a massive and transactional way are going to be the ones that accelerate. And a few stores of value, such as Bitcoin, will maybe stay. And it will, but Bitcoin is not going to be something that you transact with a lot. It's going to be like that gold in your grandfather's safe. When he passes away, it's going to be handed down in inheritance. You're not going to divide it up and make purchases. When you inherit it or when someone passes it down to you in some other way, shape, or form, maybe you'll sell a good chunk of it to pay some bills, or maybe you'll sell it all to pay some bills or get yourself into a better position. But you're not going to use it as a regular transactional basis. You're either going to buy it and hold it, or you're going to receive it in an inheritance or something and sell it or hold it then as well. I mean, it's not going to be the future of finance. It's just not. The fees and the times, and it's just, no, it's a store of value, and that's it. And it might not even last through that. According to the Algorand Foundation, a transaction on the smart contract platform costs 0.001 algo, or in other words, less than half of a penny. Less than a half of a penny. Much less than half of a penny. Micali also says that one of Algorand's strengths is its high energy efficiency. Never underestimate the court of public opinion. Really, don't. I see people talking all the time on YouTube or on other social media places that I discuss things that, wow, the green blockchain, it doesn't mean anything, but it does. It really does. The court of public opinion is, in my opinion, the highest court in the land. And the environment is increasingly, as years go by, more and more important and more prevalent on people's minds. According to Silvio Micali, Algorand consumes less energy than a small street, a tiny fraction of Bitcoin's consumption. Yeah, Bitcoin is like the energy usage of a city. Algorand is a small street. Bitcoin, this is Silvio Micali talking again. Bitcoin absorbs as much electricity as a small country, and Algorand consumes as much electricity as roughly 10 homes. And that's a good selling point. I mean, you could take that to green corporations looking into cryptocurrency and say, hey, here's your answer. Algorand. Micali also notes that we live during an era where cutting-edge and outdated crypto projects exist at the same time, drawing comparisons to both the Industrial Revolution and early human history. Because the Industrial Revolution was at this exact same point too. There were two different industrial things going on. There was the old school, the old way, the old manufacturing, and then you had the new manufacturing going on at the same time. One of them beat the other one out, and the other one that got beaten out got relegated to the past. Silvio Micali also says we are in a very divided world. We have blockchain 1.0, 2.0, 3.0, 4.0, which I believe Algorand is coexisting during the same time. So that is very unique. If you look at the Industrial Revolution, you have more and more sophisticated technologies. So usually not all these things coexist, but one by one they will shed off as their technology gets outdated. New competition gets better. People's eyes move away from first mover advantage and the noisy, loud Bitcoin and Ethereum. When I say noisy and loud, it's because that's all anybody ever talks about. Bitcoin and Ethereum on like the main media channels and things like that. People don't know about cryptocurrency. When you talk about cryptocurrency, the first thing they think about is Bitcoin. Sometimes they're even surprised that there are other cryptocurrencies. But once they find out about the new technologies, well, then they're going to come on over to the future. We are at a very unique moment in which there are extremely sophisticated blockchains like ours, Algorand, and when there are very early generation blockchains who continue to be there simultaneously. And this is the part where it gets absolutely hilarious and it fits. The analogy is perfect. It's like you have Neanderthal man and Homo sapiens living together. Bam. Gloves off, mic drop. Bitcoin is like Neanderthal man. Why? Well, there were many species of human beings. There was Cro-Magnon man, there was Neanderthal man, there was Homo sapiens, and only one of them was successful, Homo sapiens. Neanderthal man had a much bigger brain. They needed a lot more protein in order to support that much bigger brain. That more protein means that they needed meat, a lot of meat. They could not survive without that meat. They were not adaptable. Homo sapiens were adaptable. That's like being scalable comparatively in crypto. If you're not scalable, you are not adaptable. If you're not scalable, then you're like the Neanderthal man. Bitcoin and Ethereum are not scalable. As much as they'd like to make you think that they can make it scalable, they cannot. Not without any extreme changing of their very innards, their very inner workings, which would change the entire project, and the cost of that and the downtime would be insane. I don't see it happening. Neanderthal man got beaten out because they could not adapt. When Homo sapiens came in and they hunted them pretty much out of existence, not hunted the Neanderthal man, but Homo sapiens hunted the same animals that Neanderthal man hunted. And Homo sapiens had a better method, better technology than the Neanderthal man. And the Neanderthal man slowly died off. Homo sapiens made it. It's a great analogy. Bitcoin was first mover, and I appreciate everything that Bitcoin showed the world that it could do. But when competition came out, well, now there's better technology. And as time goes on, people are going to realize it. People are not going to put up with high fees, low finality time, high gas fees, no scalability. It's just not going to last. It's not sustainable. Algorand was built from the ground up to be green, to be sustainable, to be scalable, to be secure. Algorand's, in my opinion, one of the best. Bitcoin may remain around, but you're not going to use it on a regular basis. It's going to be like gold. You're going to store it. I appreciate your time. You guys are amazing, and I will see you guys on the next one.